Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to another video. It's AJ and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys tips on how to get your finance right. Okay guys, the first thing I just want to talk to you guys about is actually about making money. Right now, if you're growing, you need to think of ways you can make more money, and this means you don't have to rely on one source of income. So take your time, do research on how many sources of income that you can handle comfortably, and work your strategy around it on how you can develop these sources so that they can bring you that money. So if you have one source of income right now that is making you $5 to $6 a day, you can actually do more than that. You can actually keep on upgrading those sources, and you can be making double that. You just need the right mindset, you just need the right energy, you just need the right strategy. So right now you have to think of ways you can double that income. So, and the only way you can double that income is either by increasing the output, in the work that you're doing right now, or you can think of adding other extra sources of income so that you can make more money out of them. So the best way I usually recommend for you guys, especially if you don't want to be working 50 hours plus a week, you just have to think of passive income ideas that are going to work on your favor. The main reason I'm saying this is, guys, for me, it's actually I value freedom. So if you're someone like me who's actually someone who values your freedom, someone who values your time, and you're working on more than just making money, you're also working on improving your relationships with the people around you, you are trying to use that time to live to the fullest, then I guess passive income is going to work for you. So think of a way you can work on your side income projects, those side income projects, especially passive ones, so that you don't have to be working 50 hours plus a week. And this is going to help you level up when it comes to how much money you're earning. Truth be told, you cannot be making so much money just at the go. You'll actually have to wait a little bit longer, because passive income streams actually take time, especially if you're someone who is into content creation. It's actually going to take a while, but when that gets there, when that money starts flowing in, you're actually making it, guys. You're actually set up for success, because you're going to realize that you only need to work a few hours a day and you are set for the day. Imagine working 2 to 3 hours a day, and you spend the rest of your day doing something that you really value, doing something that is also upgrading you in ways that actually makes you feel productive, in ways that makes you feel, you're living, you're not just existing. This is something that you should always prioritize, guys. And something else, when it comes to getting your finances around, now that you know how to make that money, now that you have been working on your side income projects, then another thing is you have to get control of how you spend your money. Guys, if you're making lots of money and you don't know how to spend it, you're not actually someone who is really disciplined when it comes to following your budget, taking control of every single dollar that you spend, guys, then you are set up for failure. Because if you don't know how to spend your money, if you don't know how to take control of your money, then everything else is just going to ruin, because it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you can't take control of that money, you actually end up losing it all. So guys, how many people do you know right now? People who are billionaires. A good example right now that has been trending so much online is actually Justin Bieber. Actually, someone who made over billions of money in his career, in his career of music, and actually ends up selling the entire music catalog, ends up selling the entire music catalog for $2 million, for $200 billion, man. So this means you can have it all and you can lose it all. So I'm using that just as an example. So just to show you guys, it doesn't matter how much money you make, but if you can't take control of your spending, you're actually doing zero work. You're actually wasting it all, because you'll never make the progress that you want to make. You'll never hit that saving goal that you have right now, especially if you want also your saving to invest in a really big business. That is not going to happen, because you'll end up losing everything. So guys, When it comes to taking control of your spending, the first thing I'll actually advise you guys is actually try to track every single dollar. Know where your money goes. If you know where your money goes, actually it's been easier for you to tweak things around, especially if you've been tracking how much money you spend, and you sit down and analyze that data, you'll actually see where your money goes. You know, if there's actually a place where lots of money is going and actually it's not really necessary, you can actually start preventing cash from going to that side. If somewhere that is really necessary, that is required for you to push money, maybe like in your investments, maybe like in your in your debt repayments, or maybe saving money, and there's no enough money going to that point, then you can sit down and say, man, I have to fix this. So this means I have to throw more cash into my savings, into my emergency funds, into my sinking funds. So that is only going to happen if you're someone who is tracking how your money is being spent. So sit down, track your money. You can use spreadsheets, to track how much money you're spending. I actually advise you guys to go a little bit analog. Start writing down. It's also really good. If you're writing down, you're actually intentionally about everything you do, this is actually going to prevent you from overspending your money, And the next thing, if you're someone who's been tracking, then after tracking, then come up with the budget. Budget is always going to be there, whether you like it or not. If you're someone you want to take control of your spending, budget is always going to be there. So you need a budget, concrete budget, and you need to be disciplined enough to follow it. So if you're going to create an amazing budget and you're not disciplined enough to keep on following that budget, I'm telling you guys, you're doing zero work. There's nothing you're going to gain from that. So you need to craft a really good budget. When it comes to crafting a really good budget, guys, think of a method that is going to work for you, because the method that I may be using right now may not work for you. So maybe 50, 30, 20% rule, you can use this rule because it's mostly widely used. It's so applicable to many situations. And the main reason I recommend this method is that it's actually flexible. You can change the percentages from 50. You can, if the needs are more, you can take it to 70, 60, and the other side you can just, on the wants and the saving and debt repayments, you can actually adjust these percentages, which means it's going to work to your advantage. And when it comes to budgeting, guys, if your income is really tight, I advise you guys to actually check on your wants. If you have more wants, and your income is really low, it's actually preventing you to save a really significant amount of money into your saving accounts. You won't be pushing more money into your emergency funds. You won't be pushing more money, into your sinking funds, into your investments, and the other things that you're actually working on. So if the ones are actually many, just try to cut them out. Check out the non-essential things and cut them out, because these things are actually killing your income. So you need to take control of that. So reduce the wants completely. Just make sure, just have few wants, and make sure you're focusing on your needs and your saving and your debt repayments, because this is something that is going to help you hit your goals really fast. So guys, I'm not telling you to actually completely eliminate. I'm not telling you guys to completely eliminate the wants, because you need them whether you like it or not. You need them to be comfortable. You need them so that they're going to be motivating you to keep on working on your budget, to keep on you striving, for good things. If your budget is fun, and you're actually happy when it comes to how you spend your money, this is actually going to keep on motivating you to follow it. But the moment that budget comes really tight, and it feels that the budget is restrictive, guys, it's going to be really hard for you to follow it. And the moment you just go back to your budget and check it out, you'll be like, oh man, do I have to follow it again? Oh man, wow. It doesn't have to feel like that. If this is what you feel when you just get back to your budget, when you are reviewing it, this means this budget is super restrictive. And guys, what's the point of making money if you cannot enjoy it? So this means it's too bad, it's too tight for you, and it's going to burn you out. And in a few months, you're actually going to stop following the budget. And when that happens, that is going to kill everything when it comes to your financial progresses. So make the budget a little bit fun. always tweak things around, make room for enjoyment if you want your budget to work for you. And when you do that, actually also put in mind, just make sure that the essential things that you actually have to cover with your income are actually on point when it comes to saving, when it comes to investments, when it comes to debt repayment, when it comes to anything that you're saving for, when it comes to businesses that you want to build. Make sure that income that you actually have been budgeting for actually hits every spot that you want. The moment that everything else is covered, then you can come back to once and actually add few if your income allows it, because guys, you really need to have fun. You need to make that money work for you. You need to enjoy that money, because what's the point of having money if you can't even have fun? You can't even treat yourself. You can't even buy a present for your loved ones. This is really tricky. Anyway guys, so taking control of how you spend your money is actually going to push you to a level that you have never even imagined, because the moment you cut down everything that is wasting your money and you take that money to the right places when it comes to saving, investments, this is going to push you to hit your goals really fast. So guys, these are the few points I wanted to share with you guys when it comes to actually getting your finances together. Anyway, this is AJ. Welcome to AJ Growth. Like the video, share the video, and I'll see you guys to the next one. Peace.